The problems of Nigeria are not from the north, south, east, or west. They are not from our differences in tribe, culture, or social orientation. The problems are from the 201 million Nigerians that have been and continue to tolerate, endure, and be silent to the gross misrule by the less than 10,000 persons to whom we have entrusted our commonwealth. Our long silence as a people to those persons that continue to disrespect and disregard our constitution, where it is clearly stated that the primary aim of government is the provision of welfare and security. Fellow Nigerians, today I wish to speak on Nigerian embassies. I'm speaking on this topic today for three reasons. The first reason is that we have received series of complaints. That is the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. We've received series of complaints about our embassies. The second reason is because there's a particular case concerning one of our compatriots, Julie Osamede Idehe, in Italy. Her kidney, bone marrow, and buttock were harvested without her consent. The question is, will a Nigerian ambassador be quiet if his daughter was criminally harvested in that way? Can any Nigerian doctor do that to any Italian living in Nigeria? Why did the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs not invite the Italian ambassador for questioning? When Nigerians, supported by Brekete, took her case to the Nigerian Senate, why did they not perform? We must understand that we have embassies just for two reasons: to support the welfare of Nigerians and to enhance the bilateral relations between our country, Nigeria, and the host country. If you fail in one of these, you are failing both. The third reason why I'm addressing this issue today concerns what happened in the London the London Embassy concerning our compatriot, Jeffrey Akpoweta Ewoime, who destroyed Nigerian vehicles. The Nigerian embassy might not have treated him well, but his action was wrong. Very wrong. Two wrongs cannot make a right. But I'm speaking on this topic today because when we uploaded the video, 98% of Nigerians supported this action. The simple reason is because Nigerians are very angry at home and here abroad because of the disservice of those people that are supposed to serve us. Even if Jeffrey had received his passport peacefully, there will still have been a problem, because if you study that passport very well, his name Akpoweta. Akpoweta means the word has talks. Akpo is spelled A-K-P-O, but on the passport it was spelled A-P-K-O. So that there was already a misspelling. That speaks volume. So it is not important whether, he did not come with his sleep, he came after the time. People might just make stories because we are not hearing from him. So we cannot judge until we hear his own part of the story. But the serious issue there is that what prompted him to take such actions must be seriously investigated. It must be seriously investigated. It must be seriously investigated. If you are posted to serve as a diplomat, you either accept the job and be fully prepared to serve, or you reject the appointment and stay at home. In Nigeria, he that feels too big to serve is too small to rule. Simple. So the caliber of people that they bring to serve us, it matters a lot. I hope the Inspector General of Police received the news of a compatriot, Comrade Sagacious Louis, who was brutalized and hospitalized by policemen in Ozoro, Delta State. What was his offense? He politely asked the police officers to remove their vehicles, which obstructed traffic. The police team, led by one Mr. Nelson, with police service number 444916, descended on him, busted his head with the butt of their rifle, and he was hospitalized. Now, if you send such police officers to come and be security attaches or whatever to our embassies, what do you expect? Hell. Today, I wish to share with you some reasons why Nigerian embassies are not performing and what they must do to sit up. What we are going to hear now is as a result of the survey which we did in the 40 chapters, which we now have in 40 countries. So, what are the reasons? Why are they not performing? Point number one, appointment by nepotism and favoritism instead of merit. Some of those people that they send as diplomats here or as ambassadors, they are products of favoritism. Just the way you have governors, legislators, and all that in some positions, not because they merit it. And that is why today you can have somebody who is 84 years old as Nigerian ambassador to the United States, a country that is very strategic to Nigerian public international relations. This is somebody who could not even recite the national anthem. Favoritism. The second reason is that some appointees are inefficient by nature. There's nothing you can do that will change them. Point number 3, lack of patriotism. Some of these diplomats, they are not patriots. They just believe that the appointment is an opportunity for them for national cake, to grab their share of the so-called national cake. Point number 4, some of them, they have no targets of what they should achieve within the period of their service years. 5, some ambassadors make monthly returns to their political godfathers in Nigeria. Those people that push for the appointment, ambassadors and other diplomats, they have connections there, either in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or in government. Just like you have some governors and legislators or local government chairmen, they make returns to their godfathers, and that is why you don't see development in Nigeria. So when you ask some of all these embassies money for programs, they'll tell you no money. But when the local NGOs write to them for support, immediately they give money to them. That time they have money, because they have no respect for the people that they have come to serve. Point number 6, most appointed diplomats are misled by the local staff of the embassies. The local staff always claim that they have too much experience. They said with so much power of conviction that a diplomat that does not use his or her brain may just listen and begin to act negatively. Because the local staff, they will say, this is not how we used to do it. This is not how we used to do it. This is how we used to do it. Let us not do it this way. Let this man not come and spoil our work here. Let us issue him a TC so that they will deport him home, so that the government of Nigeria and the host country will know that we are doing our job. They will even concoct stories, this local staff, that something like this happened 20 years ago. It's a lie. And because some of these local staff, they collect bribes, but the ambassadors, they don't know. So when they try to make issues difficult for Nigerians, it's because they are negotiating behind. So some of the junior staff, they collect this bribe and they start to truncate the job of the embassies. Point number 7, most diplomats, they have prejudice as a mindset. Before they were posted, they already have this mindset that Nigerians abroad are criminals. Either into 419 or drug and all that rubbish, which is far from the truth. To worsen their matter, they meet with some Nigerians that claim to have lived in the country for as long as before Methuselah was even born. Such people will now fill their minds with negative stories about Nigerians here. Before you know it, the ambassadors and the diplomats will be distancing themselves from Nigerians. Because some of these Nigerians, they claim that they have lived there for a long time. They feel that the embassy is a place for contact, for contract, and for connections. So it is in their gene, their gossip machines. Point number 8, some diplomats, they compete with Satan as far as lying is concerned. They can lie because they think that lying is part of diplomacy. They can hold Bible in one hand and Quran in the other, and they look straight into your eyes and lie to you as if you are a fool. They can tell you that a document is being processed in Abuja when nothing is happening. Tact and intelligence is better than lying diplomacy. Diplomacy is the skill of being careful with what you say and what not to say, so that people don't get offended. But you can do that without lying. Truth in government enhances the social contract. Our people endured lying Muhammad in Nigeria. How can we be enduring lying diplomats abroad? No. Point number 9, most ambassadors do not supervise their daily activities. They just see the position as a place for social interaction. We have seen an ambassador whose job was just to be attending peep shows in the evening. Something happened in the peep show club one day, and he had to run away barefooted. Now, what do we do to improve the efficiency of our embassies? Point number 1, there must be complete sections in the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and that of the head of the Diaspora Commission. In that section, Nigeria should be able to send their complaints if the embassies cannot handle it here, or if they refuse or delay to handle it. The ministries could also have telephone lines, SMS only, and these things should be controlled just by the Minister of Foreign Affairs or the head of the Diaspora Commission. You don't give such jobs to the junior staff, because they will misuse it, they will abuse it, they will use it as an instrument of blackmail, and before you know it, they want to commercialize it, because they'll call the ambassadors that, oh, somebody like this came to report, so that they can receive gratification. Point number 2, when a new ambassador is posted to your country of residence, Nigerians must hold a meeting with him or her. Tell him or her your problems, so that the person will know what to do. By doing that, you have set an agenda. Point number 3. Point number 3, Nigerians must write the report cards of their outgoing ambassadors or charge their fare. The Association of Nigerians in Hungary, we have started that. Because the last team of embassy staff that came to Hungary, they just garbaged in and garbaged out. We wrote their report card, sent it to them, that look, this is how you performed. Then you now give a copy to the successor, then send a copy to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The idea is not to destroy anybody's career. Because if they post you, if you cannot work, if you do anyhow, you'll see anyhow. So that is the point. Write a report card. And if an ambassador performs well, write an excellent report. You can even recommend such a person for better appointments. That is what we want. That is how our country can move forward. We must not continue to endure misrule and misgovernance. No. So we must learn to write reports of how your ambassadors, how they perform. Send a copy to the outgoing ambassador, send a copy to the successor, and send a copy to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. These are things that we must do. Only our best first 11 play our football matches. So only the best diplomats should be posted abroad. Point number 4, more of our embassies should be closed down drastically or drastically reduced. Some time ago, Nigeria belonged to 310 international organizations, and we got indebted to the tune of more than $120 million. Nigeria decided to withdraw from 90 of such associations just to save cost. We can do that with our embassies too. We can have 50 embassies. Now we have more than 100 embassies. Doing what? Some of them are just there, answering the name excellency, but they are nothing excellent in their services. So we can also reduce the number of our embassies. So we must begin to think about this seriously. And we must be very careful to, even when we are communicating with the Minister of Foreign Affairs abroad, in Nigeria, from where we are, we must know who we are sending our letters to, because some of them, they don't reply. Some time ago, the Nigerian Association in Hungary, we wrote to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and to the Controller of Immigration to support the Nigerian embassy here with passport machines, because this country controls 4 countries. 4 countries. The embassy controls 4 countries. We don't have a passport machine. Nigerians here, they travel to Austria to get their passports. No reply to our letters. Letters that were posted with courier. They did not have the destined recipients, did not have the professional decorum to reply our letter. So these are the type of people that we have in government. And such people are the ones posting people abroad. So what do you expect? What do you expect? So people should stop bringing their home trouble abroad. If you cannot do the job, don't come. Point number 5, sanction any ambassador or head of mission where middlemen are used to make our passports. They now employ middlemen. Embassies now have touts, agbero, in embassies. They now refer you to them to do Nigerian passports. It's a shame. There are so much complaints coming from the Nigerian embassies in the United States of America, United Kingdom, India, Brazil, and more. We're not interested in castigating anybody. If you perform well, we praise your effort. We encourage you to even do more. We cooperate with you. We are getting excellent report coming from the Nigerian embassy in Russia, Nigerian embassy in Canada, in Ireland. We greet you. These are the types of things we want to hear about. The Nigerian embassy in Hungary has improved so much more than before. But we are still watching, because the problem they have in that embassy now is that of prejudice. And we know where the problems are coming from. And we also know that the embassy, they are very good at using Facebook. But in the end, we justify the means, because when the ambassador came, we told her the problems we have. So when we are going to write a report card, we are going to see if she solved the problems of Nigerians here. But so far, the embassy of Nigeria in Hungary, they are doing well. The embassy of Sweden is terrible. If you call that embassy, they don't even answer their phone. If they want to link you to the visa session, you will wait till the second coming of Jesus Christ. Nobody will pick the phone. And they also have somebody who was the former staff of the embassy of Sweden, who is now their tout or middleman to do your passport. That is unacceptable. If you want to do a passport, go straight to the embassy, and the embassy should do it. The embassy of Austria is performing excellently well also. But if you want to do your passport and you have problems filling your forms online, they refer you to somebody outside. All of these things increases the cost. So what do? You have an internal staff, support staff, to be supporting Nigerians that have technical issues like that. Point number 6, the local staffs, they should not be staying in one position. Rotate them into different positions so they don't stay too long. Point number 7, embassy staffs must be trained and retrained for effective and respectable service delivery. Point number 8, Nigerian embassies must regularly publish in local media the activities of Nigerians that are excelling. They should not be publishing just negative things about us. Let us showcase what we can do. Point number 9, during our independence ceremony, it's not just about eating and drinking and dancing. No! What is there to celebrate in today's Nigeria with the uncommon hardship and insecurity? Nothing. So we should also use such opportunities to advertise our country in such a way that, because we are inviting diplomats, the local media, and the local citizens. So you use the opportunity to give achievement awards to Nigerians that have excelled in innovation, in education, in business. Let them go with a new mindset. Point number 10, the Ministry of Information in Nigeria should publish names of foreigners that are committing crime in Nigeria. It's not enough that they're always publishing Nigerians that have committed crimes abroad. The world should be reading on the international media about the Russians and the Filipinos that stole oil. They should be reading about the illegal businesses of the Chinese. They should be reading about the American Yahoo guy that duped some Nigerians to the tune of $1.2 million in the name of processing green cards for them. Point number 11, all Nigerian embassies must have telephone hotlines exclusively for Nigerians in case of emergency. Point number 4, all Nigerian international passports must be printed in Nigeria. It is a shame that they print the Nigerian passport in Malaysia. How can you be printing your consular documents abroad? So you don't have the data of your citizens in foreign servers. Unheard of. Point number 13 is a good news. From the 1st of November 2019, the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, which is now currently in 40 countries, we shall be having polls. You are going to be voting for the best embassy, the best and the worst globally. So you just go to our website, mandelayourights.com, you click on embassy. It is under construction though. You click on embassy and all embassies will show. You now vote based on some criteria. You just follow the link. Let us see the best embassies. Let's see the worst. We are going to shame those ones that are not performing, and those ones that are performing, we give good recommendations to them everywhere. We should bring out the best in us. You cannot be posted abroad. You get free accommodation. You enjoy the privileges of office, the perks of office. You get free health insurance, free education for your children from Nigerian taxpayers, and you end up becoming rude, arrogant, and ineffective. No, we cannot accept that. Our country comes first. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.